Warning: graphic scenes of pest control. Do not watch if you might be offended. Sorry about the buzzing and the odd clicks and clacks on the recording. I forgot to change the battery out early enough on the pod. I have used the equalizer function to reduce it as best I can, but it's still there in the background. First shot was a dry fire, possibly due to a sticky magazine, but second one was a good solid shoulder shot. The rat toppled off the back of the enclosure where the ducks are currently imprisoned. I put some cat food out when I first arrived. This rat was obviously aware of it and was trying to find it. Didn't manage to, at least not before he got shot in the head anyway. The view through the Harris fencing is better through the scope than the recording here would suggest. The IR reflects off it and there is a shadow effect behind it, but quite often I do see rats which are perfectly shootable through the Harris fencing when I'm close to it. Each of the fence supports has got a dollop of cat food next to it, so I kept on checking them. This rat wasn't quite as keen as the other one was, but eventually it stuck its head out. Pulled that shot to the left, I think, for a clean miss. Not sure whether that was a rat or a mouse. Probably a small rat. Wasn't sure at the time whether I'd actually got that rat, but I did pick it up behind the chicken coop. From the way that ran off, I'd say that was definitely a mouse. A nice helicopter tail there. Always signals a good solid hit and a clean kill. This is a different part of the small holding where there's an isolated small chicken run. In the past it's not been very productive at all, but on this occasion there were quite a few rats there and it contributed well to the session. The abandoned cage trap was a real pain. In the end I had to move it, despite the fact that it might have put the rats off. As it happened, it didn't, and I did shoot 2 or 3 more underneath the chicken run. The video clarity isn't as good as I would normally expect to see. There wasn't a mist, so it wasn't that having an effect, but there was a very strong moon. And I have noticed in the past that if there is a lot of moon, it does affect the digital vision. It tends to become a bit grainy. It was certainly true with my Pulsar and my Drone Pro, so there's no reason to expect it doesn't happen with the pod as well. Another rat tempted by the cat food. Doesn't work every time, but it certainly was having an effect this time. In general, I think it's probably best to put down the food that they're used to. But as the chickens are all locked up, there's no food lying around, so cat food it is. A missed opportunity because I forgot to reload after the last shot. Shouldn't have stopped out in the open to have a quick drink. I think that was the third rat I shot under there. When I came to pick up, I could see them all, but I couldn't reach them to pick them up. They're actually a lot further underneath than it appears in the video. Lost count of number of shots I'd taken there, so had to change out the magazine. I think by the time I'd done so, the first rat had already expired. Not really sure whether the second one needed a follow-up shot, but always safer to do it rather than leave it. This is a good example of a rat that's hard to see on the video, but I could see reasonably clearly. Took a good shot and it expired pretty much where I shot it. Did kick around a little bit, but just goes to show it is worth struggling with the view that you get through the Harris fencing. Message to self: try to remember to reload after taking a shot. would never have got this rat if I hadn't picked it up on the thermal first. It's an expensive piece of kit, but it's proving to be indispensable. I was sure I had got this rat, although it wasn't possible to verify it at the time, but I did find it just around the corner when I came to pick up